such a welcome in the bellows, with open arms and seeing eye. With open arms, I'm seeing you and I. Nothing comes easy, nothing comes easy. You and I will end up here together. You and I. Nothing comes easy, nothing comes easy. You and I will end up here together.
I don't know why I was hearing double. I muted my mic and I forgot that. I deleted all my progress on everything. Starting this all over again. I don't know why it says resume saved, because I don't have anything saved. I was experimenting in that world and then I went ahead and deleted it. So we gotta make a new one. Alright. What do we name this thing? That's the question. Noobs. Aeronautic Space Agency. Is that way it shortens to NASA? Is that illegal? Is that copyrighted? Who knows? Perhaps. I think we'll just stick with that. Career mode, I think. Yeah, because we gotta manage our cache in that one too. Flag. Oh, snap. There is NASA on this. Okay. Cool. Legally distinct NASA. It's Noobs Agency, not National. Okay. I probably should have set this to difficulty hard. Woo, that's foaming up. Alright. First things first, let's go ahead and... What is this over here? I keep seeing that random shape appear on every single world that I've played, and I have yet to figure out what it is. I gotta drive over there or something. Alright, so first things first. Mission control. Gather scientific data from Kerbal. And launch our first vessel. Those are the first two we're taking. There we go. Now we can move around. Why won't it let me go backwards? There we go. I wanted to zoom out a bit. So we got this. All we need to do is put that on top. Add a small engine on the bottom, and we need some scientific pieces. We got Mystery Goo, which I think we're gonna put 2 of them on here to balance it out. Just to make sure that we'll do 3. Just how it says, it's nice and evenly balanced, I think. Maybe 2 would be more balanced, I don't know. Don't want to put any of those on because that's going to cause it to tip over. What's the name of this? What are we naming our rockets? Do we have anything cool we can name them? I don't know. I can't think of anything good, so we're going to copy NASA. Save the Mercury 1. Hold on. Save the Mercury 1, and then we go ahead and add the bits of science. We go ahead and launch this. First, I'm going to observe this one. Keep that. Turn on SAS, and my staging was wrong. Okay. Well, perhaps this will, okay, that worked. Observe that while flying above. That wasn't ideal. It worked out though. Don't know how. Gotta be a bit more careful than that. Don't exactly want to be launching these guys at a point where that happens again. We got lucky with this one. Now we just gotta speed this up and fall. Don't know if this is gonna give me anything different. Yeah, it did. Okay. That's a bit more science we got. We're going to pretty much land right back on the pad. You deployed really high up. That's okay. We can live with that. Alright, we got... That one gave us 7, 1.6, and 5. Okay, and you gathered more data than you did. I don't know why. Oh, that's because you're not goo. Goo, goo, and goo. Cool. Well, that ought to be both those done. We don't have space hangar stuff yet. Space planes. So we can't do any of these. I mean, I could do focused observationals if they're above a certain height. Above 17. Area HVT4. Oh, we got a lot of stuff around here. Okay, so there's HVT4. You're a bit far. You need to be below. So, do we... Oh, that's a little laggy. Do we rush for that? Engineering 101. I can get more science if I do that. Research. Survivability. Heat shields. Landing struts. I don't think I used the landing struts even when I was just experimenting. No, we are not doing anything with upgrades. We can test you. I gotta get 32,000 on an escape trajectory. No thank you. Escape the atmosphere. 70,000 meters. You're a bit too high up. Of course, we have all of these observations that we have to do. Let's go ahead and open up Mercury 1. What can we do differently for science now? Alright, so we can take a log of your temperature. Probably gonna do 2 logs of temperature. 1 high up and 1 from the launch pad. So we want 2 of you. Is that gonna be enough science? I think so. Let's go ahead and correct our staging before we launch, which actually I want to go ahead and save this now. Oh my god, the Phillies are getting killed by the Dodgers. 7-0 right now. My goodness, Andrew Painter did not have a fantastic start, and Tanner Banks just, what are we doing, man? He's a happy guy, but I'm not enjoying this. Watching as we just keep fumbling like this. Christ. Alright, yeah, we're gonna launch this one. I'm pretty sure this test, yeah, doesn't need us to actually activate it at that speed. We just have to hit those speeds. So turn on SAS. Go ahead and launch. Log keep. Observe as we are flying. And once we hit as high up as we go, we're going to go ahead and turn on these guys. 300 meters per second. Prepare to do this. 10,000 meters up. We did not hit the speeds we needed at the altitude we needed. That's unfortunate. I guess that'd be a bit easier if we had a liquid engine. We can control that. Alright, that's the highest we're gonna get. Did not get anything. That's unfortunate. I might reset one of these guys. Reset that. Now that we're coming down. Observe Mystery Goo. Still not enough. Yeah, we're going a bit too quick here. We're going to pass 6,000. Yeah, okay. We need the liquid engine to probably hit that. We have enough time to do that. That's not a concern. What is a concern is why you're not opening. Oh, that got close. I did not like how close I got. Cover that. Did not gather any signs from that outside the temperature scan. We have enough to develop you. we have more than enough. We could probably go on to get one of you guys. Advanced rocketry. We could go straight into that. But I kind of want the barometer so we get more science. Alright. Let's purchase you so we have that. Still gonna want 2 of those. We're gonna take the goo off. Barometers. We're gonna keep you on there. And we'll launch you one more time. I think Mercury 1's hit the limit of what it can do. At least in terms of our tests for it. Log pressure. Log temperature. Turn this on. We're going to try and get out over the ocean. This may actually serve to allow us to hit that, maybe? I don't know. I think we may not get the altitude that we need. There's the altitude. And we're going to slow down and we're going to stay inside of that. That should have worked out pretty well. 7,500. 180. And we go ahead and deploy. Boom. We did it. And now that we're going to be in the water, I actually probably could have gone ahead and had more scientific pieces on here. So maybe Mercury 1's going to keep that one. Log that. Yeah, we're going to need to splash down into the ocean and take another reading on the barometer, thermometer, and the goo. That should be, at least what I can think of, that's as much science as we can get out of these 3 things on a single flea booster. Unless we went ahead over to the mountains. Oh, you know what? If we build a space plane, then we can go ahead and do a ton of these temperature logs at different altitudes over different stuff. We can build the space plane and then just stack a bunch of like thermometers and barometers on there. Get a ton of different readings. Okay. That'll work. Alright, are we gonna deploy the chute? We're below 2,000 meters, bro. Still moving at 118 kilometers a second. This ain't good. This really ain't good. Okay, there it goes. Did not like the angle that was moving at. But we did it. Now that we get the splash down. Did we review the data? 3.8. View data. Yeah, 2.4. Keep that. Let's go ahead and recover that so we don't lose it. It's pretty, again, it's like, it feels like a good amount, especially for starting off. Suborbital trajectory over Kerbal. We can do that, right? Alright, that's our next one. We're going to go ahead and make a new U. Only one fuel tank. Swivel engine. Get a decoupler on there. I feel like we won't. Suborbital. We have to be able to escape into space. Where's thermal? We're going to put a 1.25 meter heat shield on there. Get a decoupler under there. Attach you. Separate those stages. Get a parachute. Put parachutes on you. I want to save the engines if I can. Save the boosters. Save the fuel tanks. I'm gonna put a hammer rocket underneath that. And again, 2 of you. So when we decouple you, that'll activate these guys. Minimum pressure 0.55 and high enough up. Same for you. Now we're going to save this as Gemini 2. Wait, what was our other one? Was that Gemini or Mercury? I think that was Gemini. Let's load this thing up with barometric, goo, and thermometers. Staging. You'll launch, decouple, and activate the parachute at the same time. Activate this guy, the swivel engine, decouple, and finally that. What do we need to do on this launch? That's the question. I did not take a contract, apparently. Go back to the Space Center. What was that contract we wanted to take? It's this guy. I thought we accepted that, no? Altitude 30. I don't think that's launching us 39,000 feet up. We can try it. We're just gonna... go to Gemini 2 and launch pad. I want to try and make sure we get out over the ocean. We're gonna roll. Oh yeah, definitely not getting high enough up. Oh, hey. Okay, you do not want to... Alright, we managed to recover that. Okay. We're gonna observe the mystery goo. Really? That's it? Seriously? We haven't gotten anything new off of that. That's crazy. $19,000 meters up. I guess we're gonna need 2 stages of hammer booster in order to reach 30,000. I didn't pay attention to how many meters up we got with the single stage. The only thing is, I don't have, what is it, the TTK33, the side mounted decoupler, so we can't do boosters on the side. We're going to have to multi-stage it, which is just going to make it heavier and make it less efficient. Observe this. Again, nothing. Log temperature. I'm going to reset this. Log pressure, nothing again. We didn't do the one over. No, I think we. I don't think we did a barometric pressure test back at the pad. We're going to do one of these goo tests inside of the ocean. Are you going to open? Oh my god, why are you... We are getting concerningly low with that. Do we just have too much weight on the capsule? It's the only thing I can think of is there's too much scientific equipment. Cover. Does that recover all of the parts? Heat shield. Jetpack monopropellant. Tracking station. No? Did none of that stuff deploy? May not have. I think we might have screwed that up. Let's see. What is another one of you we can take? If we need to get up there, we might as well take this contract. Gemini 2 is just not powerful enough. We're gonna do a two-stage or three-stage? Decoupler. Do this. We can try three-staging this guy. There we go. Now we can actually see how many stages we got. I want the decouplers to be a different color so I can actually track them. When I'm looking at this, that makes it a lot easier. No scientific equipment on this one. Oops, didn't want to do that. You know, I'm pretty sure I set the, I thought I set these guys up to do that. Let's see if this three-stage hammer rocket can make it into orbit. Not orbit, 30,000 meters. Oh, you do not want to get going. You are slow. This is the issue with having so many. We forgot to properly stage you. There we go. And I'm pretty sure I just heard parachutes deploy. $7,000. Almost out of Delta V on this one. I'm not sure that guy deployed his chutes. I'm not sure. Alright, we're at max Q. You are fighting for your life getting through that atmosphere. Nose over. Way too fast. Okay. Alright, so if we want to do that, this is possible. We're gonna need to angle over so that way our azimuth, is that our azimuth? Our maximum. So our maximum arc is reaching that. So that means we gotta punch through a lot more atmosphere, which is gonna require a ton more fuel, ton more Delta V. I wish I had. I should have put science on here. We can do a crew report now that we're all the way up here. Yeah, we end up 280,000 meters. Okay, that's a lot further than I thought we were gonna go. Let's take a crew report from up here. So if we load this guy down with a ton of science equipment. Alright, we're gonna jettison this. Orbit, we're gonna deorbit. The debris is way back up there somewhere. Why do we not track debris? Thank you. That's gonna burn up on entry, isn't it? Wow, you are flying past. Did that thing survive? It has, okay. Where are we at? Here we are. We can deploy this. I think that'll start slowing us down a bit. I really want you to deploy a little bit sooner. It's concerning me when it's not activating until a few hundred meters above the ocean. Keep going, keep going, keep going. 150 meters left. 150. Ooh, there we go. Gonna recover you. I wonder how much now when we check the tracking room. Gemini 3 debris is where? Can we recover that yet? You're still in flight. It must have its parachute out, that's why. Looks like you burned up. Okay. That's unfortunate. Do we need drogue chutes on top of that stuff? I wonder. Alright, we have 58 signs now. We could It's just not enough to push for aviation. One more run will do it though. Especially if we load down Gemini 3 with a ton of scientific equipment. Science. We're going to put just one of each on here. We're going to put two of you. I want to do one of these on re-entry. Same with you. I'm going to go ahead and launch Gemini 3 again. Make sure, let's do less minimum pressure. Minimum pressure. Turn on stability. We're going to try to hit this guy. Got to punch through this a lot more. We're on a very weird arc here. We need to pull up. Uh-oh. I don't think pulling up is going to help us. Why have you not deployed your chutes? Well, this has not worked out. We went way too aggressive on the arc. That's not good. Why are you not deploying your chutes? What is going on there? Let me try setting the minimum pressure higher. No, you haven't deployed your chutes either. What is going on there? Right. Something's wrong. Screw that. That was a practice run. It was a practice run. I need to understand how this works. Alright, so we're just going straight up on this guy. We'll do our roll. I didn't hear chutes. To be fair, I don't have my headphones on, but I did not hear them. We are tilting in a way we don't want to. Gotta correct that. Begin to nose over. Drop that weight. Why are you... Oh, we're running into air resistance is why. What does our trajectory look like? I think we're going to hit space by doing this. Let's go ahead and nose over. We are hitting the atmosphere at a very weird angle. Oh. Where are we at here? Well, we don't even have the swivel engine with us. If we did, we'd probably be able to test it on this run. We did not reach the heights we did on the last one, because we nosed over so much trying to hit this weird contract, if we actually would be able to. We're going to wait till our maximum before we go ahead and do these tests, because we should pass 70,000 meters, which means we will have escaped atmosphere. Had I realized I could have done that, I would have taken the other contract. That would have been an easy one for us to hit. But unfortunately now we can kind of have to deal with having both of these. How much further to our maximum? Speed up a little bit. That's roughly it right there. Take our tests now. Observe mystery goo. Take a barometric log. And log pressure. I wanted to log the temperature. By chance, we're going to see if we can manage to sneak this hammer test in. Still a bit high, 89,000 meters, and we're way too fast. I wonder if 2 staging would work. I don't know if we'd get the height we need, because we still have to punch. We don't punch through the atmosphere until the 3rd hammer, unless we went solid fuel booster, liquid engine in order to control the speed, then with a solid fuel booster. But that liquid engine's going to prove kind of weird, I feel like. 79. I mean, we're only gaining speed as we come down, so I think it's best if we go ahead and just jettison this guy. Cool, you didn't want to do that. There we go. We're going to deorbit. Hopefully you survive. I doubt you will, but we can hope. We just have way too much speed to have even tried to get this contract done. How much longer till we start re-entering atmosphere? I feel like I see the heat shield heating up already. Yep. We are, let's turn off SAS. Allow for the heat shield to sit in its most comfortable position. Where's the other barometric pressure? Log pressure, overwrite. And let's log the temperature here. That's a good bit more science. Hopefully now we can go ahead and purchase the space plane one. The only issue is now we have to complete both these contracts, or at least one of them, before we can move on to the space plane stuff. So we're gonna have to figure out. We're gonna have to build some sort of liquid energy to control our speed before we can get that one. Do we go to get the decoupler? Not the radial decoupler, but the side mounted decouplers first. If we get those, we can build a multi-stage and probably, I wonder if a 3-stage flea rocket would be the right amount to get us into that atmosphere. Be an interesting try, to say the least. I need to clear both of these off, though. That's for sure. I guess I could do a solid fuel booster set with a liquid engine in the middle to control my speed. It's going to take me a few launches to try and figure it out if I do it that way. Cover that vessel. That's a pretty good amount of science right there, that's for sure. 89.5 science. Cool. Where do we get the... Do we already have... Oh, we do have the radial decouplers. They are included in stability. Alright. What about aviation? Now we're going to take general rocketry and then we're going to take aviation. So if we go to U, we should be able to build... We want to do this the other way. Take a command pod first, put a heat shield underneath it, attach a decoupler there, get you on top. Bang, lower you. Next up is a fuel tank with a swivel engine underneath it, and then another decoupler. Next up we attach a thumper rocket for our main stage with dual decouplers on the sides. I feel like we just want to use 2 hammer boosters on those. I wish I had that top mounted nose cone parachute. I think we'll be fine to do this on those guys. Alright, the thing I heard was 0.6 and 2000, so that's what we're going to run with on all these. .6, 2K. Alright, I feel like this is no longer going to be part of the Gemini line. We'll still name it the Gemini 4 probably. We gotta make sure the staging is right. So fire all 3 of you guys, activate you and you at the same time. That's fine, that staging's good. Put that staging together. This is a new playthrough, so I mean I can get over 70,000 meters, so I think that's space. Right now I'm trying to knock out 2 contracts so I can start working on some spaceplane contracts, specifically doing stuff underneath a certain meter mark for observations. Hopefully we can knock out at least the swivel test before moving on to the hammer contract. Or the hammer contract. I think with the thumper and 2 hammers, that'll be enough. Save this. That's gonna open it. We want to save this and launch. Staging looks right. Craft is too heavy. 18 tons, 19.7. Alright, let's see. Do we have the funds to upgrade the launch pad? We do. Okay, we're going to go ahead and launch. Oh, we were using Mercury. Whoops. Alright, launch vessel. I forgot to rotate this. It's got a lot more mass to it, so the rotation takes a little bit longer to stop. Going straight up. If we can bounce those guys off. Now we can start to tilt over. It doesn't want to, because we're hitting max Q, that's why. That's going to get us way too high up. Yeah, we're going to be stupid high on this launch. I needed to turn over a lot sooner. Yeah, we are currently... That's probably going to get us about 80,000 meters too high. Alright, well then we're just going to use this burn to go as far as we can and take a crew port. Welcome in, Deco. We're going to try and take a crew report from a different area if possible. No, we are out of fuel already. And I doubt these guys are actually going to survive re-entry. At least we'll clear that. Still need to figure out why the parachutes are not activating. That's been a bit of an issue with all of these. I'm trying to recover the boosters and the parachutes just don't seem to want to deploy. Or if they are deploying, I don't have enough parachute on there. Oh my god, the Phillies are losing 9-0. What inning is it? It's only the 8th. We might lose by double digits. Dear goodness. Let's see, return to the surface is going to put us at... That's pretty close to optimal. You play SFS. What is SFS? Is that satisfactory? Space Flight Simulator? I'm not sure I know what game you're talking about. Well, we should take a crew report when we are re-entering the atmosphere. We are not at the right angle. Crew report. Keep that experiment. Space Flight Simulator. What is that about? I don't know that game. Alright, so maybe for this next one we're gonna drop the thumper and we're just gonna have a liquid fuel engine, maybe with 3 of the FL2000s, FL200, whatever that is. Oh, that is close. Continues to make me as uncomfortable as possible with how low that parachute deploys. Alright, we're going to recover this thing. Got a bit more science, still at 29.2. Alright. Let's... load up Gemini 3? No. Gemini 2. Take you. Get some radial decouplers on here. Oh, it's only for Android devices. I don't have any of those, so I would not be able to play that. That's unfortunate. I need to make this double-sided. Do that, add nose cone on top. Set you to deploy at 2000 and try that minimum pressure. There we go. Let's see, where do you want to? So we're gonna fire all three of those to start. All right, Gemini 2, please, please be the right amount of power that we need. I'm gonna punch through the upper atmosphere. I think we need to nose over a bit. I'm sure there's probably directions that I can activate and stuff like that that would tell me where and when to burn. I just don't know how to do that in this game. 600, 700. Oh, I forgot to deactivate you guys. We've lost the speed that we need. What is going to be our maximum? Nah, I didn't want to focus on Kerbal. I'm not sure how to reactivate that. 29, 39,000. We need to be getting a lot faster here. I think we need to save our... Alright, now for max... Oh, hold on. 580,000. Oh, we got so close on that one. We're going to scrub that launch. I think we rolled over a little too much. We're going to get going straight up here. Now we can try to roll over. Not roll over, but just push over. Yeah, I forgot to put fins on that. That's going to kind of mess us up on that. All right, so instead of going so much sideways like we were, I'm hoping that going straight up, a bit more like we did, will help. Try and keep our Delta V up. 630,000. 630, not 630,000. If I can keep that at 630. There we go. We managed to get that one done. Do we have a heat shield? We do have a heat shield. Cool. I started to get a bit concerned. So as we reapproach the surface, what in the world? You do not want... Welcome in, Lincoln. What is our approach angle going to be? Is it going to be that steep? I think it is. Oh, we're going to come in hot, aren't we? No gain from that. I need to put scientific equipment on this stuff if I'm going to launch this high. Be a lot of good information. Although barometric pressure, we already got one in a vacuum. We'd probably need to try and get one at max Q when we're punching through the atmosphere with the most resistance. That might be it. Alright, we gotta angle down a bit more. Guess we didn't have enough speed to really heat up on re-entry. I mean, I can't complain. That's a nice safe flight for us. 6,000 meters, deploy the parachute, watch as it doesn't deploy until 600 meters, and I panic. Yeah, literally. What did I say? Oh, my day's going great, Lincoln. How's yours? Alright, just because I know these physics can get weird. Let it approach at normal speed. Now that we do this, we get to go ahead and try to build a space plane, which I'm terrible at. So this is going to be interesting. Do we have a Juno rocket? Is that included in the space plane one? I'm hoping that's, I say Juno rocket, Juno engine. I'm hoping that was included in the space plane upgrade. And it's not part of like advanced rocketry. Flight control, winglets, deluxe winglet, landing aerodynamics. Tail connector B. I'm sure all this stuff probably makes it a lot easier to do this. That's the wrong editor. We need to switch editors. Why are you here? Alright. Aerodynamics. Tail connector A. You're more than enough to do that. Tail fin. Let's see, swept wings. Gotta duplicate this each side. Oh, that's too low. The center of lift is way behind on where we want that to be. Take you off. Well, we need something on to give us control over that axis. Do we toss? Can we put a like makeshift canards on the front? And that does help. I also wonder if pushing the, whoops. Not what I want to do. I want to move. Because I remember having issues with the wheels on this guy. Can we take these guys off? You're very far back. Move you up to the front. Because that'll act... I don't need elevons then, do I? Can I rotate these guys a little bit more inwards? Ooh, that's a lot of... That didn't look right. Move these guys back a little bit. You're a little high up now. Move you back again. Ground. One landing here at the front. Two on the ends of the wings. Then we need to grab fuel tanks. Toss you on. Engines. Basic jet engines, and then in aerodynamics, small circular intake. That should, hold on. I forgot we need these guys. Yeah, that center of lift is going to be weird. What if we attach two of you guys? We can at least move it a bit more forwards, I guess. Maybe. See how that looks. Yeah, that kind of looks stupid. Alright. What's the name for this one? Name. We've done Gemini, Mercury, Mars 1. Save and launch. Alright. Hopefully you are just wanting to roll forwards. I'm hoping the flight characteristics of this guy aren't too bad. Oh boy. You know what? You don't want to nose down too much. Alright, that's not too bad. We can live with this. Doesn't want a flat spin like our last one did. So that's a plus. Although it also doesn't really want to turn. We had a pretty good turn radius on the first space plane we built when we were practicing. I think that's the stability assist is what's making it not want to turn. Cut speed. Oh boy. That's gonna crash. Yep. Bit unstable. RIP Jebediah. To spaceplane hangar. Jebediah's still alive? He is. Okay. It's a miracle. Jebediah survived a nose first landing. That's how safe our equipment is. With a bit more space. Below 16,000 meters. Let's go ahead. Hit this one. We're gonna launch it. You got this, Jebediah. I believe in you. First things first, where are... Activate navigation. Turn on SAS so it doesn't try to wobble everywhere, I guess. There we go. Not hitting the speeds I want to. Though we do thankfully have plenty of fuel to make it to where we need to go. So now it's just about kind of sitting around and letting this get there. We're gonna make a small adjustment to our heading. Just in case this wants to flat spin like the last one did, we are going to get a bit more altitude. So we accidentally close out of KSP by clicking off of it. Do I need to take a specific reading, or was it just a crew report? Just a crew report, okay. I wonder if eventually you can just build a space plane that can do all that stuff. Fly up to 32,000 meters? Probably can. I was struggling to get a space plane up to about 17,000 meters when I was playing. So I don't think I'd be able to do that, but it seems like it's probably possible. The other thing is landing this guy, because I have such a fun time trying to identify where the runway is. You may just need to try and land and then find the runway. Recover the vehicle afterwards. There we go, entering the area. Take a crew report. Cool, we're going to keep that. Oh, you are not having a good time. Turn on stability control. Alright, we can see where we launch from. At least the general area. I don't know what heading I need to have, though. Okay. Can speed it up a bit at least. We're slowly losing altitude, which is fine. Probably also want to cut engines a bit and start bleeding speed. So we don't exactly have elevators and flaps for that. So all speed loss needs to be pretty natural, I guess is the way to put it. $2,000 meters. Can I see the runway? I don't think I can. This is going to be an interesting approach. I want to try and keep myself at about 140 maybe. I think I see the runway. I'm going to start turning into it. Alright, we have a pretty okay heading for now. We're going to have to start dialing this in. Come on. Turn that off. If we go first person, try and line this up that way. Turn off SAS. No, we need that on to stop us from nosing down all the time, especially with how low our speed is. We are significantly off to the right. That looks like a pretty good heading. It was until we started to drift around from all the corrections. Come on. Still 190 meters up. I feel like I need to drop more height. Cut more engine. Bit far right. Came in way too high. Well, we forgot a parachute to slow ourselves down. What did we just take out? Part of our wing. Oh boy. Oh, well. Jebediah is alive. I'll call that a success. Recover that vehicle. Okay. Parts. We recovered some of it. Not all of it, but some. Spaceplane hangar. Let's add these guys. Save that back. So we're gonna have to go to another one of these. Mission control. Above 16,000, above 17, below 18. There we go. Take that guy, and we'll launch Mars 1. Launch vessel. Why does the other one not have parachutes on it? Make sure we have parachutes in this one. We do. Pull up. Yes, we can. Alright, we got the altitude. Looks like we just need to bank a little to the right here. It's not a terrible go around, as much as it looks like I'm fighting against the SAS. The stability assist, whatever that is. Keep moving here. Alright, feels like we're lined up. Still need to put more scientific pieces on here, but for now we're just knocking out contracts. Which, I mean, it's a pretty nice and easy way to do this. What's our altitude? Take a crew report. Perfect. Keep that. Alright, we gotta start bleeding speed already. We're not far enough away. Activate. Well, you are not having a good time. You keep wanting to spin. Alright, how much further do we have to go here? I can't see the runway at all. I'm hoping that we get an upgrade to the runway at some point. That would be nice. We gotta cut a lot of speed. Runway is right there. Maintain control of the vessel. Come on. We're way too high up. Come on. Cut more speed. We're gonna hit this ground way too fast here if we're doing this. There we go. What a landing. That's beautiful. Oh, word. Talk about a recovery. Cover that vessel. It's literally just down the runway. Bang. Parts. That's lovely. Below 18,000 meters, except that one. What does an upgrade give us? I don't know. No repairs needed. Okay. Can you destroy stuff if you run into it? I didn't know that. Alright, time to launch the Mars 1. Can I delete that one? Might need to. It's for whatever reason, it's just sitting around taking up space. Alright, where do we need to go? Activate navigation. You are right out in front of us. I mean, that's only 18 kilometers away. We're gonna take a risk and start this off on 2 times speed. Woo! We almost crashed right away. Trying to control this plane at 2x speed is not, I guess, comfortable is the word I'm looking for. Why are you vibrating like that? Are we getting close to a sign? Like, what is with the air pressure? Kind of hitting over the wings there. Are we there? No, we're not. Not even close. Hold on. Let's get control of the plane. Even it out. Level off. And pitch up a little bit. Now we can go 3x speed. Now we are moving and moving. Prep to take a crew report. There we go. Keep that. We can make out the shoreline. Ooh, okay. You do make a tight turn. I think we're headed a bit too north of where we launched from. We'll go ahead and figure that out in a second here. Activate navigation. Yep, we were definitely a bit too north on that. But our change in course will have fixed that. We got a bleed speed now though. Why is it so dark on here? Filters. Hold on, we are pitched down a bit too much. Color correction. Just up the brightness. That's not gonna work. The gamma. It's a bit better. Oh, yes, there we go. Now you can see. Now you can see as I'm getting close to running into the water. Bleed speed again. Where? It might be a bit too far left of the runway. We need to cut left anyways in order to line up with that. I can see the VAB. I think I see the runway. We're definitely way too far to the right to line up with that thing. Make our course correction. Just gonna cut engines real quick. Bleed off that speed. Start making some slow corrections back to proper course. Let's restore engine power. We've gone too far left now. Catch ourselves from rolling over there. .130 meters. I think that we're going to set at 70 meters above sea level. It's the proper height. So to be at this height, it's not too bad. Oh, we're coming in way too fast. Kind of snuck up on me how close we were. Well, smacked into the ground way too hard. Wow. You decided not to play nice. But we recovered that, so we'll take that. Mission control, do we have any more above 16,400 meters? Above. All of these need to be done above. Radio mount drogue chute. Do I have anything that can do multiple passengers? I'm not sure I do. R&D. No. What about you? Crew capacity is 1. Advanced aerodynamics, there's nothing there. Supersonic flight. You can take 2. Okay. So we gotta get to you before we can do that. Landing. General construction. Basic science. Okay. I feel like that's a pretty good start. We got ourselves set up with a space plane. We've got a line of rockets we can use. Even though we misnamed all of them, we're going to go ahead and fix that. Load. Mercury 2. Save. Open. Gemini 2. We're going to U and whoops, didn't want to do that. Let's just get rid of U. Open. Don't save. Gemini 2. Delete. Gemini 3. Load. Mercury 3. Save that. Open. Gemini 3. Delete. Gemini 4, load. Mercury 4. Save, open. Gemini 4, delete that. And we're going to delete Gemini 2 there. So we have Mercury 1, 2, 3, 4. Our final Mercury is going to be probably... Ooh, wow, that looks really bad right now. Filters. Close. There we go. Our final Mercury, we're going to go ahead and start building it now. It'll be you with 2 FLTs underneath, a Reliant, we need to add you, the decoupler, then you. Add another decoupler. Get a thumper underneath that. Get you guys. Aerodynamic nose cones on top. Get some drogue chutes on here, or some radials, and then some drogue chutes. Good. Mark 16 parachute on top of that. Move you down. And we need fins, because we don't want these guys to break or to collide. So if we get those fins on there, that should be good. Gemini 5. Not Gemini 5. Why do I keep doing that? Mercury 5. And we're going to rotate this guy. Give it a good 90-degree rotation. Save that. That should be enough. Yeah, that guy that'll get pretty far out. I wonder, do I try and put a satellite into orbit? What would the point of a satellite even be? Well, it would be able to, I mean, communication, obviously. But what's the point of having the communication? I'll have to figure all that stuff out. So I see people building like massive rings of satellite networks in this game, but I'm not sure what they're for. That's a pretty good spot to stop at, though. Built 5 rockets. Built a space plane. It was a pretty good start. It's 7:50, which means that the Kanto Basketball Association is about to start. So this is a perfect time for me to go ahead and quit. I gotta go. Goodbye. Where's my end?
It's coming to a close. I guess I should know that I'm never gonna see you again in a place that sells vintage clothes. I guess you should know that it hasn't been the easiest years for a band of living in the throes. And then I see a smile between repetitive aisles of flannel shirts, and I thought you would show like a beautiful ghost caught in a saving throw. And I don't even care that it's over, and I don't even care there's a wall that I won't ever look back for answers, and I won't ever look back at all. It's coming to a close. It's coming to a close. It's coming to a. I guess I should know that the softer every phase, the words remain as shown in the summer snow. Well, it hasn't been the easiest years in a life that hasn't let you go. And then I see a smile between repetitive aisles of well-worn dirt, and I thought you would show, I thought you would show, I thought you would show, and I don't even care that it's over, and I don't even care there's a wall. I won't ever look back for answers, and I won't ever look back at all. And I don't even care that it's over, and I don't even care there's a wall that I won't ever look back in anger. I won't ever look back at all. It's coming to a close. It's coming to a close. It's coming to a close. It's coming to a